It's Halloween 2025, and
Happy
here's
Halloween!
Kat.
Right.
So this is a vowel shape tutorial, and the first things I want to say are things that are true for pretty much all the vowels we'll be using in English. So we want to put the tip of the tongue press gently against the roots of the lower teeth for all of the vowels. And so you should feel a little bit of the top of your gum and a little bit of the bottom of your tooth with your tongue. Does that make sense? You could, if you slid the tip of your tongue farther down, you could feel only gum, no tooth, or you could slide your tongue up and feel only tooth and no gum. We want to feel a little gum, a little tooth.
Okay.
You don't have to like jam the tip of your tongue up there, but just like gently resting there. And then the back part of the tongue, we want to allow to sink down. Sometimes I imagine I have a little sandbag or like a tiny weighted blanket on the base of my tongue. So you can feel the tongue sink down in the back, down in the front. And then we can think of letting the chin drop down in the front. And the tongue just goes along for the ride. Doesn't need to do anything else because it already knows where the tip belongs. And if the tip stays in place, most of the rest of the tongue will take care of itself. And then the jaw back here, we can also think of dropping, even though really the chin is dropping because of dropping the jaw. This is another helpful thing to think about. Wrap your jaw around your neck. Wrap your jaw around your neck. So dropping my chin sort of makes me think of like a hinge, and it's just your bottom of your head that drops down like this, because we're not Muppets, so we don't have a hinge like where our mouth goes backwards. We just drop down. But thinking of wrapping your jaw around your neck can give almost more like a feeling of like an elevator going down like this. And at the same time, the base of the tongue is sinking down. And then we have the soft palate in the back that we've talked about, where you can see the uvula retract when, yeah, just like you're yawning. So we want all of those things to be true more or less for all of the vowels. And then I organize the vowels by fingertips. So the tallest vowel we'll need to think about for English is ah, which is exactly the vowel I just described. So I think of being able to fit 3 fingertips between my teeth. Ah, and then you can actually practice like just chanting the vowels. Ah. And you can practice doing it wrong, like bring your soft palate down, bring your teeth close together, and bring your tongue more up, and you can have till you can find like the big open space. Like sometimes contrasting the narrow space with the height will really help you like nail down where you want the sensation to land for your vowels. So again, that's the tallest one, 3 fingertips. And then 2 fingertip vowels, we have O and A. So we want to have the O and the A be as tall as they can. Oh! And A! And the corners of the lips don't really have to move outside of this track. So I'm going to try to keep the corners kind of here. A, E, I, O, U. Instead of A, E, I, O, U. Or like doing like strange, like really far out. Because you could make your E like this, but we're not going to do it that way right now. There are some genres where you would want to, but we won't do it right now. And O, the lips should look like an O looks on paper. O, round, and A. For all the vowels, our teeth should not be touching. Really in life, unless you're chewing, your teeth should not be touching. It's almost always indicative of tension, so we want to have as much space between the teeth as we can get. And then the 1 fingertip vowels, the shallowest, that we still want to try to have be tall, are E and U. So at least 1, ooh, and E. And E for most people is the hardest one because we want E. And you can see the tongue. It's sort of like if you see a cheerleader bullhorn shape, you know, and it just like sends the sound out.
Yeah.
It's like the bottom part, the tongue is like making a slide for the sound, sort of.
Okay.
The shape, you can see the shape of it.
It's hard because I want to go like this.
Yeah. So we don't want to open wide. We want to open tall. Eee! And then, ooh. Oh yeah, take some drinks if you need to. And we can think of bringing the corners of the lips together for the shallower vowels, because if you think about it, like the more together your corners of your lips come, your teeth are forced apart. Like they have to separate more, and so you have more height, more space. Corners coming together as opposed to going apart, which is more like rectangular. So is that enough to think about for 1 week?
Yeah.
So just practicing like, oh, look in the mirror and see if you look like how you feel like you looked, because you might feel like you're like, oh, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh. You're like,
Exactly.
oh, oopsie. And
That's
so
how it always feels for me. Like I feel like I can't ever, when I'm performing, I'm like, oh yeah, my mouth is so wide open. No, it's not.
So that's really important to align your visual feedback with your kinesthetic feedback, like how the sensations you're feeling in your body. So when you feel, you know, if you were to look in the mirror, you would see this or whatever it is that you're going for. And using the flashlight to look at your soft palate would also be great to do. And then you can just like, if you're bored in your car at a stoplight, you can be like, hey, hey, oh, oh, like just practice through all of them. Speaking them like that will be easier than singing them. And so you, oh no, it disconnected, so it's playing the tracks here, but